Oh, honey, buckle up, because Jaguar Wright just brought the entire courtroom to a standstill, and she wasn't alone. Nope. She came armed with bombshell receipts that could burn down the entire industry. And who did she go after this time? None other than Diddy himself. For years now, Jaguar has been out here throwing shade and speaking her truth, but this time she took it from online call-outs to in-person courtroom chaos. That's right, she walked into Diddy's court hearing like she owned the place and handed prosecutors tapes that, according to her, showed Diddy doing unthinkable things with Bryshere Gray. And brace yourself, when Bryshere was just 17. These aren't just rumors. Jaguar is calling the footage disturbing, the kind of disturbing that could shake up Hollywood to its core. This isn't just another scandal. This is nuclear level stuff. But let's rewind, because the Bryshere Gray mess didn't just start now. Jaguar's been screaming from the rooftops about this for years, long before Diddy ever saw a pair of handcuffs.
He's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch.
Jag's been calling out the whole twisted situation involving Bryshere, Diddy, and even Will Smith. Yeah, you read that right. She's not just name dropping for clout. She's out here alleging that Bryshere was passed around in the industry, all under the shady excuse of a mentorship program. Mentorship, girl, please? Jaguar says what really went down was something way darker. Something that destroyed Bryshere instead of building him up. According to Jaguar, Bryshere, who most of us adored as Hakeem Lion on Empire, was just 17 when Charlie Mack, his so-called manager, handed him over to Diddy and Will Smith.
He thinks he's God. I know a Punisher when I see one.
The pitch, Diddy would help him with music and Will would shape his acting chops. The reality, Jaguar says it was a setup for full-on freak-off sessions. Yes, she used that word. And yes, it gets worse. Jaguar claims it got so insane that Bryshere and even Meek Mill were seen running out of Will Smith's house naked and screaming. Neighbors allegedly heard the chaos. And the vibe? Not wild party, not drugs. She says it was pure panic. The aftermath of being subjected to absolute horror behind closed doors. And now with Cassie's testimony about similar abuse, people are finally connecting the dots. These mentorship freak-offs weren't isolated incidents. Jaguar has been saying it all along. This was systematic abuse, and Bryshere was just one of many victims. After those alleged sessions, Bryshere's life took a nosedive. No blockbuster roles, no rising fame, just a slow spiral into what looked like a mental breakdown. And baby, the headlines proved it. From arrests to disturbing domestic violence reports, it all painted a tragic picture. Remember that moment in 2020? Bryshere's wife ran into a gas station, begging strangers to call for help. She said he'd strangled her. The SWAT team had to be called. And let's not forget his 2022 arrest for allegedly assaulting another woman. His mugshot completely unrecognizable from the polished boy we once watched on TV. But Jaguar says, don't you dare write him off as just another troubled star. No. According to her, Bryshere was a victim, a young boy sold out by the very people who should have protected him. And she's not sparing anyone, not even his own mother, Andrea Mayberry. Jaguar blasted her, saying Andrea allowed this to happen for clout and a shot at fame. She claims Andrea knew exactly what was going on and did nothing. Jaguar's words? She said Andrea turned her son into a product, a piece of meat to be passed around by industry elites. She even accused her of covering up the trauma just to score a book deal. And just when you thought it couldn't get more heartbreaking, Jaguar says there's another bombshell. Andrea allegedly knows the real reason Bryshere's biological father is in prison. Something so dark even Jaguar paused before dropping hints. The whole situation is disgusting. One of the most painful scandals wrapped up in Diddy's long trail of chaos. And Jaguar, she's not letting it slide into silence. She's been saying it loud and clear. Bryshere didn't just fall off. He was broken down, groomed, betrayed, chewed up and spat out by the very system that promised him stardom. And she's not alone anymore. Terrence Howard, who co-starred with Bryshere on Empire, recently made some jaw-dropping statements. No names, but the timing suspiciously aligned. He said, and I quote, when you give up your manhood, there's a spiritual price. You don't recover. You don't get back to who you were. Now tell me, that's not a reference to this mess. People connected the dots fast. Terrence was talking about Bryshere, about that same damn pattern Jaguar's been screaming about. And Jaguar? She took it even further. She painted a sickening picture of Bryshere and Meek Mill, allegedly so drugged and traumatized during a freak-off, they were slipping in and out of consciousness. Mentorship? Where? This wasn't about teaching music or acting. This was about control, fear, and grooming. Jaguar's been calling it for what it is, an industry-wide pattern of abuse. She said these programs were never about growth. They were about grooming boys into silence. And the list of names she's calling out, it just keeps growing. Diddy, Will Smith, Charlie Mack, even Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith are being whispered into the story. It's ugly, it's messy, it's terrifying. And now, Jaguar says there's a tape. Yep. A tape? She claims there's actual video footage of Diddy, Will, and others in one of these freak-off sessions with Bryshere. She said she's seen it with her own eyes. And if that tape surfaces, it's over. Careers ruined, charges flying, prison time, industry shakeups, all of it. But it doesn't stop there. Jaguar says Bryshere was ready to sue, like for real. He was allegedly preparing a $50 million 0-cent civil suit against Diddy and Will, but before he could go public, he got threatened. She says his life was in danger, that he was scared into silence. And that's the most heartbreaking part, that after all this time, victims still don't feel safe speaking out, that the threats, the power plays, the intimidation, still happening. And Jaguar added more fire to the flames. She said she even tried to help Bryshere escape. At one point, she helped him get out of California, but Andrea, his own mom, went back to Charlie Mack for clout, for image, for fame. Jaguar didn't hold back. She said Andrea used her own son like a pawn. She even dropped the bomb that Andrea needs to come clean about why Bryshere's dad is in prison, hinting at another twisted piece of this puzzle. And then came the moment that's still sending shockwaves. Jaguar Wright, in full force, walked into Diddy's courtroom. She came through with bodyguards and delivered those tapes directly to prosecutors. She knew what she was doing. She knew the risk, and still she did it anyway. Her message, loud and clear. This is only the beginning. Jaguar didn't just walk into that courtroom. She made a damn statement. No fear, no filter, no more whispering behind closed doors. Her presence, flanked by security and armed with what she claims is explosive evidence, wasn't just about exposing explosive Eladamir. It was a message to every powerful name in Hollywood who's been hiding behind their fame. And let's be clear, the tapes she submitted haven't even been played in court yet, but the whispers inside the courthouse, they're getting louder. Prosecutors are reportedly taking the evidence seriously, like subpoena level serious. And the word on the street is that Bryshere may be called in as a witness. Yes, a witness. If Bryshere takes the stand and confirms even a fraction of what Jaguar is saying, oh baby, it's a wrap. This trial isn't just about Cassie anymore. It becomes a full-blown industry reckoning. A decades-long pattern of grooming, manipulation, and exploitation dragged out into the light for the world to see. Here's the thing. Jaguar's not just tossing out accusations. She's got receipts. She's been compiling them for years, quietly, methodically. While the world dismissed her as crazy or loud, she was doing the work. She was one of the first to say Diddy and Will's mentorship schemes weren't what they seemed. She dared to name names no one would touch. And now the world's finally catching up. She's been saying it all along. Diddy's fall is going to bring the whole rotten empire crashing down. And she's not just talking. She's moving like a woman on a mission, not for fame, not for revenge, but to burn the whole thing down. She even compared Diddy's case to R. Kelly, saying the warning signs were there for years and law enforcement did nothing. They let it slide, they protected the predators, and now the damage is worse, the cover-up's deeper, the victims more broken. Jaguar even threw Kim Porter into the mix, Diddy's ex, who died under what many believe are very suspicious circumstances. Jaguar suggested that Kim knew too much, that her death might not have been an accident at all. And she's not the only one who thinks so. I'll be sure Kim's former partner has also claimed that Kim's death wasn't what it seemed. Cassie's lawsuit, Bryshere's alleged trauma, Meek Mill's rumored breakdown, Jaguar's connecting every single dot in the web, it leads right back to Diddy. The internet is on fire. People aren't brushing it off as tabloid trash anymore. The comments are raw, angry, heartbroken. One user wrote, "Absolutely, come forth. What they did to him was horrific and wrong. He should reclaim his life, seek justice, get mental help, compensation, and rise like a phoenix despite them." Another said, "Jag has bigger balls than all the men who've ruled the world unchecked. All the parents who sold their child's soul for fame will reap what they've sown. This isn't just tea anymore, it's a damn inferno. People want heads to roll. They want justice. And now, all eyes are on Bryshere. Will he testify? Will he finally break his silence and confirm what Jaguar's been shouting from the rooftops? Or will fear keep him quiet forever? Because according to Jaguar, he's still being watched, still being followed, still afraid for his life. But Jaguar's not letting up. She's pushing harder than ever. She's not just some woman ranting on Instagram Live. She's become a full-blown force, a whistleblower, a survivor, a mother figure to the broken boys this industry tried to erase. She said this is a reckoning. And honestly, it's starting to feel like one. And now the pressure is crushing. The court of public opinion is buzzing. Everyone from major blogs to Reddit threads are dissecting every second of Jaguar's past interviews, every cryptic post, every name she dropped that once seemed too crazy to be true. But now it doesn't feel so crazy, does it? Now it feels like the damn truth. And Jaguar, she's been saying it all along. She's not afraid to stand in the fire. She's been burned before. She knows what happens when you come for the elites. But still, she's showing up with tapes, security, and a whole lot of rage. And baby, if what she says is true, if that freakoff tape ever sees the light of day, it won't just be Diddy going down. We're talking about a Hollywood extinction level event. Directors, managers, record executives, artists, big names, respected names, people you watched growing up, people you trusted, all of them at risk. Jaguar says this isn't about revenge, it's about cleaning house. She wants to end the cycle, the silence, the sellouts. She wants the industry to finally face its demons. And if she's right, this is only the beginning. Because the list of victims doesn't stop with Bryshere. And the list of predators? It might be longer than we ever imagined. So sit tight, because Jaguar's not done. And baby, neither is the truth.